Hey everyone, Nick Kniper here. This is my second video on Google AdWords and PPC. Today I'm going to go over ad extensions in Google AdWords, what the different types of ad extensions are, and how to use them. Just a quick summary. Basically, ad extensions are different kind of add-ons that you can put on your search ads in Google AdWords. And there are ways to kind of enhance what information and data you can display in your ads. And in certain situations and for certain companies, different types of ad extensions are great and they definitely benefit your campaign. And then in other situations, if they're used improperly, they actually can kind of hurt your campaign. So there's about 7 or so different ad extensions that you can choose from, and I'm going to go through each of them one by one, go over what they are and how I suggest using them. So to start things off, we'll talk about location extensions. So a location extension, it adds your business location, your phone number, and then directions to your store location in your ad. It appears below your normal ad copy. So this is great for people doing local campaigns. So if you're running ads for a plumber or an electrician or a locksmith in your local area, location extensions are great because we'll actually put in the location of the office or the store or the company, which kind of helps reinforce local related searches. When people say, oh, okay, this place is right nearby, I know where this place is at, it kind of reinforces local searches. It's also great for stores and companies that have lots of chains around the United States. And they can just run generic nationwide campaigns, and then these location extensions will trigger when someone near a store location searches. So here's an example of a location extension. I searched oil change. I'm from San Diego, and so I got popped a Pep Boys ad, and you can see their ad is up there at top, and below it you'll see the location extension. So I'm in San Diego. There's a Pep Boys location in San Diego, and so that's why this location extension triggered for me. If I was searching in Alaska and Pep Boys doesn't have a store anywhere in Alaska, then a location extension wouldn't pop for me. So this isn't going to pop all the time, just when Google thinks that it's going to enhance the ad. So what are the pros of location extensions? First off, it increases your ad real estate. So basically it increases just how much space you're taking up on the page. And, the theory is, and it's not really a theory anymore, it's kind of been backed up, the more kind of space, the more ad real estate you control on the front page, the better you're going to do overall. So a location extension effectively doubles the size of your ad, which is huge. It means that your ad against your competition, if they're running a naked ad, you have about 2 times as much real estate as they do. As I mentioned earlier, it greatly reinforces local search relevance. When people are searching for something that has some sort of local relevance, and then that they see an ad with an address or an area that they're familiar with, that really helps reinforce local search and benefits click-through rates. The con is this is only really useful for campaigns for people that are doing local searches or people with store locations across a big area. And in a lot of instances, people just don't have these options. So for most campaigns, location extension may be something, it's no trouble to set up, and there's no real downside. So it's great, to set up, even if you only have one store and you're targeting nationwide. It's just that it's just not going to do much for you. So it's a cool extension, when it applies, and when it doesn't, it's just something you don't really need to pay much attention to. So the second extension I'm going to go over is call extensions. So call extensions let you attach a 1-800 or a 1-866 phone number to your ad. Google assigns you this number, and then it's going to redirect calls from that number to your business number. Basically, this allows Google to track when people are actually calling through the 1-800 or the 1-866 number. Google charges $1 per call, and then you actually you can bid on a call. So you could bid $5, and so you'd pay $6 total per call. And theoretically, bidding higher per call will increase your positioning, because Google will either get paid out for a click or get paid out nice for a call as well. So call extensions is a tricky one because, I mean, most businesses out there have a phone number, so it's different than location extensions. Like, most people could use this this type of ad extension. Like, most businesses could use it, but it's really a matter of should you use it. I have a couple of friends that do a lot of mobile AdWords work, and they actually see good success with call extensions on mobile campaigns. But that makes sense. Someone's searching on their phone, they see a call extension that they can actually click to call. It's pretty apparent why there's a lot of success with that. In my personal experience, I've had very mixed results with call extensions. And right now, for my clients, I only use it for certain types of searches, mostly like brand searches. So when someone's searching for one of my clients' brand names, I'll throw in the call extension there. Because generally we're dominating the ad real estate on the page, and the phone number just gives people an option to call that otherwise wouldn't click. But I don't find myself using call extensions very much for just generic searches, and I'll actually go into why on this next slide. As you can see right here, here's an example of the call extension. You can see the 1866 number to the right of the ad. And this is actually why I don't like call extensions in a lot of situations, is because if you're familiar with AdWords and how to create ads, if you put a punctuation at the very end of your first description line, Google will actually move it up to the same line as your title for the top 3 search positions. And so what you can get is a very long title with a nice call to action going across the top of your ad in blue, which really helps, CTRs. If you run call extensions, it's going to negate that. Your ad won't, your description line 1 won't pull up and be a part of your title. The call extension will outweigh that, and the call extension will go in that place. And so actually, when I was running split testing to see whether call extensions was worth it, for a lot of my clients, it wasn't, because the CTR, the click-through rate of the ads, suffered because we weren't able to use that description line 1 as a part of our actual title. So I go over the pros. In certain niches, driving hot leads over the phone can be more profitable than a website lead form. With these guys doing this FBI virus thing, people are frustrated, they can't get their computer unlocked, they want to call somebody and talk to them. And right here it makes perfect sense, right? Because if someone's computer's locked down, well, they're having issues probably searching the internet. They're probably on their phone. Maybe they don't like sitting through their phone. They're probably a lot more inclined to make a phone call. And then the cons, as I mentioned, is it takes up precious call to action ad real estate right up here at the top. And because of this, you can't write ads with that long headline. And click-through rates will suffer usually as a result. So before we talk about SiteLinks, just to summarize call extensions, everybody can use it, but I only think some people should use it. And the people that should use it, even then, maybe in only limited situations, like for your brand term. The third type of extension I'm going to be going over is SiteLinks extensions. Now, SiteLinks extensions, they're awesome. They're epic. Everybody should be using it. Basically, what it does is it lets you add other relevant links below your ad. Very similar to organic site links. Like if you search a company's brand name, and you'll see that there's the standard search result, and then below it they'll include a bunch of site-wide link pages. It's a very similar concept. So we'll see an example, multiple examples on this page. So at the very top, I search something related to plumbing, and you can see these people are using site link extensions as different call to action. So 10% off plumbing repairs, $32.50 water heater flush, plumbing repairs. So it allows you to just really enhance your overall ad, because it doesn't affect your normal ad like the call extension does, which is frustrating. Your normal ad stays perfectly the same, and so all of the people that you were targeting to begin with that normal ad, they're still going to click through there. But you can catch a lot of people that may not, for whatever reason, have clicked on the normal ad, and now they see all these different kind of advertising and call to action angles you can take, and they end up clicking through. We can see Zappos doing it right here. Men's boots, boys shoes, sneakers, women boots, and The one that I saw that I thought was by far the best is this company For Rent. I searched for San Diego apartments, and they're doing a great job with their site link extensions. Site link extensions, you can use up to 35 characters, so you can really take up a lot of real estate space. And you can include up to 5 site links, I want to say, or they display up to 4 or 5. You can see that these the plumbers are only using 3, and Zappos is using 4 short ones. For Rent is using 4 long ones. They take up a ton of space. As you can see, they're over twice as big as this other ad down here, so they take up a huge amount of ad real estate. And their site linking extensions are good call to actions. Search apartments by zip code, search off-campus housing, free apartment locator, search by property name. They're all different call to actions. They're kind of going after different wants and needs, and it really kind of opens up their ad relevance to a lot of people that it wouldn't, their ad wouldn't otherwise be attractive. So site link extensions, these are one of the extensions everybody should be using it. If you have a site and you have more than one page on your site, you really should be using site link extensions. I've never seen a situation where site link extensions has reduced the performance of ads. It's only increased click-through rate and just been an overall win for all of my clients. So site link extensions are great. Everybody that's doing Google AdWords should be doing site link extensions. As I said, pros, more real estate, ad space, 2 times the size of a naked ad. You get significantly higher CTR, click-through rate. Those are the pros. And my cons is, if you do this, you should be making more money. So, as they say, more money, more problems. Here's another ad extension that recently came out. It's called the Dynamic Search Ad Extensions. Now, this is really tricky because this isn't technically an ad extension in the sense of this isn't something that just gets added on to your normal ad. It's actually a completely different ad. You can actually create campaigns that are dynamic search ad campaigns. So I don't really know why they considered it an ad extension, but it's an interesting concept nonetheless, and I think a lot of people should consider giving this a go. Basically what it does is it has you set up an ad. And it's interesting, you don't even set up the title. You just set up the 2 description lines. It dynamically creates the title for you. And it matches ads with searches based on your website content instead of keywords. So it's sort of this kind of hybrid between display and search, meaning that like you're just writing ad copy, you're not actually going after keywords. And instead, they're determining what keywords to display your ads for based on your website content. The cool thing about this is you're often going to be able to capture traffic that you wouldn't have been able to get otherwise because you didn't think of this certain, this certain search style that people are using. Maybe you didn't think of certain ways that people are searching. And Google's able to pick up on this through your website content and make sure you're displaying ads for that as well. In my personal experience, because all of these things I've talked about so far, I've had personal experience with. So I only like to talk about things that I actually know what I'm talking about. With one of my bigger clients, we're capturing leads through dynamic search ad extensions at the same rate that we are with our just normal search campaign. And I haven't optimized that dynamic search ad extension at all. So it's really great that we're seeing good results right off the bat there. I will say that the volume is really limited, at least in my case. We're not getting huge volume. And the click cost is oddly low. And I haven't been able to get enough data to really see what kind of keywords we're bidding on. But there's something interesting going on there. But it's backing out well for us. So people should definitely try it. I recommend that most people give this a go. It's a different approach to kind of, going after broad keywords. I like it better. But for most people, you want to use it carefully. They let you set up dynamic search extensions that basically try to match up your entire site, right? Match up content on your entire site. And there's probably a lot of areas on your site that there's content that you may not want to be running ads for. You may only be wanting to run ads on your product pages if you're an e-commerce site. And dynamic search ads lets you kind of segment and create different ads for different sections of your site. It can get really complicated. I could do an entire video just on dynamic search ads. but definitely be careful about just going in and setting up a generic campaign like I did. It worked for me, but there's a good chance it wouldn't work for you, especially if you're running an e-commerce site. So definitely be careful and smart about how you set up your dynamic search ad extension. So I covered that right there. So a couple other ad extensions. There's 3 more. I don't go into these in too much detail because I haven't had much experience with them, so I don't want to talk out of my ass. But I do know some about them. So the product extension, it's great for e-commerce stores. Basically, it pulls data from your Google Merchant account. I'm sure a lot of you guys have made searches for product-related terms, and you've seen an image of that product appear in the top right-hand corner. It also will sometimes appear below the top 3 ads. Those are product extensions, and they're coming through the Google Merchant account. So if you're doing e-commerce, this is something that you should definitely give a go and try. Once again, I don't have too much experience with it, so I can't really give my own personal insight. Social extensions, I'm sure you've seen ads where it says 99 people plus one this, or 99 or 200 people like this, or whatever. There's an option to do that as well. And of course, it's going to add some brand authority. It's going to kind of reinforce that you're a real company, you're a real brand, people know about you. And it also, once again, takes up more ad real estate, which is going to boost your overall CTR because you're just taking up more space on the page. You also can add rating stats to your ad. If we go back, we'll see Zappos had it right here. They got 5 stars, 16,000 reviews from Zappos. So that's the seller rating extension. So that's an option as well. Once again, primarily for people that are running e-commerce stores. So those are all of the ad extensions that you can control and that you can work with. It was a quick little overview of what they are. So if you didn't know much about them, I think you probably have a little bit more insight. This is not an ad extension that you can control, but it's something that's Google's doing, and you should be aware of it and understand how it's going to affect your ads. So I call this the domain ad extension. What it is, it's a thing that Google's doing where for certain search terms, Google is appending your URL, your domain, to the top of your ad title. So we can see right here, I searched payday loans, Check and Go payday loans appeared, and then we see their domain name right there, checkandgo.com, attached to the end of the title. You'll see it all of the time for branded searches. So a lot of brand terms, a lot of brand searches, you'll see that Google will move the domain up there, and that makes sense. But I often see it in non-branded searches, such as this payday loans one. I just searched payday loans, and that domain got moved up. And if you see right here, payday loans you can count on, that may have been the call to action right here. And the annoying thing about domain ad extensions is that it can actually bump down your call to actions down here. There is a way, so basically it can block like a double line title. And there's a way to prevent this. So if you notice that for whatever reason for payday loans, Google is appending your domain instead of a call to action, you can force Google to still include your call to action if the entire length of the title is less than 68 characters. So payday loans you can count on, that'd probably be too long, but maybe like if they got rid of payday loans and it was just loans you could count on, that'd be under the 68 character limit, and then Google would still display your call to action. So that can be a little bit of frustrating. So like you'll see this out there, you can't control it, at least from like the campaign side of things, but you can kind of manipulate it a little bit with how you set up your ads. So that's pretty much it for my overview of the different ad extensions that you can choose from and my insight into when you should try to use them and why you should try to use them. So hope you guys got some value out of this, and look forward to my next set of videos coming out soon. Thanks again, guys. Have a good one.